Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, PrincetonTrader.com, here for NTMarkets.com with your Friday morning pre-market webcast. Okay, daily chart of the ES, and we made new highs yesterday, 85.75. That said, the bulls really did not put together the kind of day that you would have expected them to put together, where the buying of the morning low was so clear. And it was only taken in matching highs, and then we displayed, sideways to down for the rest of the day, and that's continued into the overnight. We've broken through the prior day low. Prior day low 76.75. Our low tonight has been 75.5. So, rules are rules. That, for now, negates this band ride. And what it tells me is, basically, we're not ready yet. The bands are still incredibly tight. The Bollinger Bandwidth is 1.6, so basically 1.67. It's difficult to see a sharp reversal lower band ride without some kind of news that has some staying power. The Ukrainian news had no staying power. Anything out of the Fed has had no staying power. The Israeli news has had no staying power. They would need some piece of news that has staying power in order to keep the pressure on the market for longer than a day. You're not going to get back through 42.5 and go to work on some of these lower areas unless you have news with some staying power. So, where do we go from here? Well, if the weakness persists and we have a down day today, then you have to be looking at 73. And then you have to look at the middle band down at 68.5 to 68.75. And you've got the weekly pivot just below that at 66.20. So 66 to 68 becomes a very interesting area for a bounce if we pull back. If we pull back to that area and we bounce, that would get me out of my shorts. I have short from 82. I also have some longs. I will probably cut those longs on a break of 73, but I will very eagerly put them right back on at 66 to 68, should that area bounce. So, we're going to have to see. We're going to get a dip here. We're already dipping. I mean, just the question is how deep. Is 75.5 the low? Are we making a higher low right now? We'll have to see when we get into the regular session. The dip buyers are going to show up. The key for the bears always is, can they turn the dip buyers back in the regular session with a lower high and then a lower low? If they can, then they can move the market a little bit. If they can't do that, if the dip buyers start forcing the bears to step aside on a summer Friday, going into a summer Friday afternoon, you can start to see that upward, momentum in the market that just basically gets everybody that wants to sell to step aside. So, the bears have a window of opportunity. Can they go through it or not remains to be seen. And whether they can or whether they can't is going to hinge on what happens with this low into the morning low in the regular session. All right, everybody have a great day and a great weekend. Follow us on Twitter at Princeton Trader. Check out the website. Check out the chat room. I'll be back Monday morning with another webcast. Trade them well.